welcome to FoodKast. I'm your host, Rick, and today we have Conor from Dub Dining with us. Hi, Conor.
Hi, Ricardo. How are you?
Very good. Today we have Côté du Rhône as our weapon of choice.
Lovely.
So tell us a little about your upbringing and how you got to where you are today.
Sure, no problem. So I was born and raised in Dublin. I'm 30 years old. Just unfortunately turned 30 a couple of weeks ago.
Happy birthday!
Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm currently doing dry January, so this wine is going to be absolutely long overdue. I'm by no means I'm a professional chef at all. I'm what some people might term maybe a professional home cook. I like to have dinner parties, have my friends over and things like that, and just kind of showcase the new kind of cooking techniques that I've tried to develop and learn. I was never into cooking before. I was always a grubber. I always loved to eat.
Really?
And never into cooking. Yeah, this is a new fad for me since lockdown came with COVID. I moved out just after the first lockdown with my girlfriend, and she's gonna hate to hear this, but she hates cooking. So I had to take the reins. So and then I actually started to realise, I kind of love doing this. It's something to do, especially when you can't leave the house. We were locked into 2-kilometre radiuses.
Yeah.
Just to put I have an extensive record collection, so to put a nice record on, smoke a joint, and just cook some nice food, and I thought that was absolutely amazing.
So, tell me, like, you're not a chef.
No.
You didn't grow to be a chef. So, how the passion for food came to you?
Suppose just being an Irish boy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello. That's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, decent.
I grew up in a house with two sisters and my mum and my dad, and my mum was always the chef in the house, and she's, in fairness to her, an absolutely brilliant cook. Like, so everything that she made was always absolutely top notch. So that's where I actually kind of developed a taste for food, I suppose. I absolutely just loved eating mad combinations. I get slagged all the time because I put broccoli in everything. Everything gets broccoli into it. Even desserts will get broccoli into it. So yeah.
Really?
No. That's
No.
just,
you can, but like I never tried.
and I wouldn't either. I wouldn't think it would go down too well. No. There used to be an old school dessert in Ireland anyway called a Knickerbocker Glory. It's kind of like an ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
I used to joke to say to my sisters, I'm gonna make a Knickerbocker Glory, so it'd be broccoli and ice cream. Like, so.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm a middle child.
Middle one.
So two sisters.
The neglected
The
one.
neglected, yeah. You said it, Ricardo. Yeah.
My sister told me I'm the youngest. So like that being said, like did you watch any cooking shows when you were young?
My mum watches cooking shows all the time, like MasterChef, Great British Bake Off, stuff like that. But to be honest, I never did.
Really?
I never ever did. Obviously, I know like Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay and stuff, and I follow them on Instagram. Their Instagram pages are very cool. But to be completely honest, I really kind of through YouTube videos and Instagram Reels is where I learned how to do all the cooking that I do. Yeah.
And then when that clicked for you, like I have to cook. After you move out from home and the lockdown, and your girlfriend just like, you need to cook.
Yeah, kind of. Well, like I moved out at 18 to go to university, and I moved to Galway for a couple of years. So my mum taught me how to cook like the basics, a spaghetti, an Irish version of spaghetti bolognese, chili con carne, easy dinners. So I started cooking then at 18, but I didn't really have a passion for it. It was just get it done, get it out of the way, and then do the washing up 2 or 3 weeks later. But now, I think, I just started doing it just for something to do, because like I said, I was at home all day. I was working from home throughout the pandemic. I had nowhere to go, couldn't see people. We were stuck at home, so I just started cooking. And as I started to kind of tweak techniques, certain ways that I like to do it, I could see that I was actually starting to get, I'm not going to say good at cooking, but I was starting to get better. Particularly with like, I like to try to make everything homemade. I didn't like to buy anything that was like a jar of pesto. I hated to buy a jar of pesto or a jar of marinara sauce. I wanted to make those myself. Make bell buns, make homemade pasta. Just tried to see how far I could go by making it myself.
Would you describe yourself a foodie?
I suppose I would have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think I definitely describe myself as a foodie. It's become a huge passion of mine. I used to always love eating food, but now I want to make food and try and make it better than the last time I made it.
Yeah.
So I think some people are starting to get a bit frustrated that every time I say I'll cook food, like if I go home to my mom's house, I'll cook dinner for everybody. But I think it's been the same dinner every single time, and they just want something new now. But I'm just trying to get it better and better and better each time, you know.
Yeah, but that's what make the great chefs.
Mm-hmm.
Consistency. And sometimes it's not making once. You need to make like 10, 20, 30, 100 times or
Absolutely.
1,000 times to get it to perfection. And that's the way you're going. You know, simple as. And you said you make your bao bun.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Because it's a tricky... okay, can be tricky if you don't know the techniques. How went for you?
They were okay. I've done it twice. Definitely room for improvement, 1,000,000%. But the second time, I could see that I had made huge improvement from the first time. I'd learned from a couple of mistakes that I had made. So maybe the third time could be the trick. Exactly. Yeah, third time lucky, as they say.
How was the first one? How it came?
What happened was, I think I didn't have. I did it with like a roast duck, kind of a filling. I wanted to do like a slow cooked duck breast in like hoisin sauce, and the filling wasn't actually ready by the time I started the bao. So then the bao was finished and then had gone cold by the time the filling was done. I reheated it in the oven and they were very dry and hard. So
how was your duck?
The duck was beautiful. Yeah, the duck was gorgeous.
Perfect.
Yeah, the duck was lovely. Yeah, but the bao needed work. So the second time I tried it, then I think I did. Yeah, I did tonkatsu bao. So it was like a pork fillet in katsu. It's not katsu crumbs. What is it? Panko crumbs. That was much better, but I could still. They were quite delicate. You know, if I bent it too much, it was going to rip down the middle. Whereas I need them to stay consistent. You know, so definitely room for improvement on those.
That's great.
Yeah.
But what got your passion? I would say was pasta, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, pasta would be my favorite thing to make for sure. Yeah.
And you have a special recipe, a secret recipe for that, or you just learn as you go and start to play around?
If I had a secret recipe, I probably wouldn't reveal it. But I don't have a secret recipe at all.
From where you got the recipe?
Yeah,
YouTube.
No. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah. Actually, I got YouTube. Yeah, Joshua Wiseman is a chef on Binging with Babish. Actually, I got the. Do you know him? Binging with Babish.
I heard before.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. Yeah, I got the pasta and gnocchi recipes from him.
It works.
Yeah, it does. Now I tweak it a lot. So I made just after Christmas, I made my whole family like a ravioli dinner. And that was definitely my best one so far.
How many eggs are you using?
So that's the thing. I've been tweaking it. I've never done the same recipe twice for making the pasta still.
Really?
I've always tweaked it kind of.
Yeah.
What I think I was doing was I was using full eggs constantly. So I was doing like for every 100 grams of flour, I'd do 1 egg.
Yeah.
And I've started dialing that back a bit. So now I'm doing like I think I cooked for 9 people last time. So like 9 grams, 9 eggs. But I used 6 full eggs and maybe 3 egg yolks.
Yeah,
on top of that, and then like 900 grams of flour. So it's starting to get better, but I'd actually probably dial that back again and do more yolks to eggs.
What kind of flour you use?
00.
00.
It's hard to get though. It's hard to find. Yeah. Super Value is the only place I can seem to get it in.
Really?
Yeah, I can't get it anywhere else. Yeah.
They're great for pizzas. Everything. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect flour.
Absolutely,
it's perfect.
Yeah. So that's my venture tomorrow. Is I'm going to make pizzas tomorrow.
Really?
Evening. Yeah. So like I said, I'm doing dry January. I'm going to cave tomorrow and have a joint and have the house to myself and just do a pizza night for myself. I think. Yeah.
Do you have a pizza oven or a pizza
No,
stone?
I don't. My sister just bought one the other day, so she's been lashing the pizzas out of it. Yeah, she got an uni pizza oven. So.
Oh, they actually the wooden oven or the gas one?
I think it's gas. I think yeah. But I'm looking forward to trying the pizza out of it. Definitely, yeah, it looks cool.
There is. I have a good recipe. I have to say, if you want, I can give you later.
Absolutely,
To fucked up, you need to be a genius.
Okay.
The way I do my recipes are like literally, the way I describe is, you need to write a recipe. Like if you're writing a recipe for a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to people, but like sometimes people just go dumb when they're following a recipe.
For sure.
And like bakery or desserts, you need to follow a recipe.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing anything like that and you go playing around sometimes, or you go amazing or you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So pizza, I would say similar, because like bread.
Yeah. And
it's the temperature of your oven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dreaming to get a pizza oven. There's a place, a Goodwood.
Okay.
Drogheda, if I'm not mistaken. Those guys are my co-dealer.
Right, okay,
I used to have my co-dealer used to be before Brexit. It was from UK.
Right.
So I want a nice proper co. You went to Brazil.
Yeah.
So you probably had barbecue there, yeah?
Oh, for sure I did. Yeah.
So when you get there, you have a proper co. You make it's such a difference. And here normally you get those briquettes that is basically the dust of the wood, and they compress and they bake, let's say. So you get that. It's not good. So that guy has farms in Egypt, and he import the wood dry for 12 months and bring over. So it's not over dry, it's not humid, so it's just the perfect wood.
Super.
And I normally go there, I come back with 4 or 5 bags of wood plus coal. And they have a beautiful oven there, and it's my dream to get
You have
that
your eye
pizza
on
oven. Yes, you can put 5 pizzas at the same time.
No way, yeah.
Yes.
Game changer.
So it makes such a difference. But nonetheless, I use that recipe here at home. The only thing I did, I bought a stone and let the oven go hot as fuck. And then when it gets hot, I put the pizza in. That's it. Pre-cook a little and then take it off and then put the toppings and put in, or you're going to crisp it up too much. Yeah. But I want to see that pizza. Post, yeah?
I will, yeah, for sure. I'll make sure to post for you, Rick.
So,
definitely.
How would you describe your palate?
Probably a very typically Irish palate. Like, I would have grown up having like roast dinners, stews, stuff like that. And then obviously as Ireland kind of started to become a bit more of a diverse community, and other restaurants were getting set up, then I started to kind of deviate into more, I suppose, exotic foods. Growing up, Rick, I would have had a really basic palate. Like, I didn't eat cheese. I would have eaten like only burgers, chips, chicken nuggets.
Really?
For years, man. Like, for a long time. And I think maybe when I was gone about maybe 14, 15, 16, and we were starting going on foreign holidays, you try new things over in Spain or Portugal or the Canary Islands.
Oh,
and even Crete. Like, we went to Crete, and I had like, it was like a complete culture time bomb, or a complete culture bomb to me. Like, all these different type of foods to have. So I started to experiment a bit more, like octopus and a lot more seafood. I used to never eat seafood and things.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow. So like now you, let's say, elevate your palate.
Definitely.
What would be comfort food for you?
Comfort food. Well, I think my favorite cuisine would be Italian. So like lots of cheese, which is funny because I didn't used to eat cheese. Like sauces, so like I love like a ragu, or like an Alfredo, things like that with garlic bread and just lots of carbs, lots of cheese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It just make you feel an extra stone heavier after eating it. That's comfort food to me. Like,
Have been in Italy before?
I have not been to Italy. No,
really?
No, it's on
and
my list.
Where do you learn about Alfredo?
The internet, just Instagram,
really?
Instagram, YouTube, and things like that. Yeah.
That's something like a first official holiday with my wife. We went there and said, I want to go to Alfredo di Roma.
Lovely.
Because that's where the name comes from. And then I went to go to the restaurant, and then we didn't, but okay. I got a little bit frustrated with that. But like the difference, the way they do the pasta.
Yeah. It's all the techniques, isn't it? Like it's crazy. I tried to do what is it called? It's Cacio e pepe.
Yes.
And it sounds so basic. It's literally pepper, pecorino cheese, and like tagliatelle.
Yes.
And it was so difficult. Like it came out. It was completely all over the place. It was not presentable. Did
it split?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but I definitely put too much pepper in. It was like, my nose was on fire. Like it was uncomfortable to eat it. Yeah.
Did you know? Like, it's a hard cheese, Parmigiano. And Parmigiano, when you get a hard cheese to cook, people don't know that, and that's the part we were talking earlier. Like hard cheese, the temperature you want to cook is between 60 to 65 degrees. Okay. Anything above that, you're going to split the cheese because it's a hard cheese. It's like same with the Gobi cheese from South Ireland. You get that if you want to make a mousse. Swear to God, I managed to make that for 500 people.
No way, yeah.
Yeah. And I got one of the senior chefs in the company to look after that. Thanks God, my order came over order. I was supposed to order 5 wheels, and they sent like 5 cases.
All right.
And each case was like 3. thanks God, because he fucked up 2 times in a row. And then the first time he did, I said, look, I told you need to put in Thermomix in small batches, control the temperature, you're gonna fucked up that. Oh no, I know how to cook, like typical chef.
Yeah.
Second time fucked up, I said, you know what, get up. Do what I'm doing there, whatever. I look after that.
Yeah.
So hard cheese is very hard to cook.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
I
it's
learned my lesson.
something interesting you to say. So Italian food is your dream.
Yeah.
Is your go food.
For sure, go to,
So,
absolutely.
So like, do you have any recipe of your pastas or any pasta you would use as your favorite pasta to cook? Which one would be your favorite pasta to cook?
I think it was initially like I like doing a carbonara just because it's quite simple with regards to the ingredients, but the technique, you have to have the technique correct, otherwise it won't turn out the right way.
Italian carbonara or Irish carbonara?
Well, this is it. It's a very, very hot subject, isn't it? I would say an Italian carbonara, but an Italian person would absolutely lift me out of it for saying it's an Italian carbonara. So, like, I would just buy like bacon lardons and parmesan and use egg yolks. I actually use full eggs in my carbonara, not just the egg yolks. Yeah, I use the full egg.
All right.
Yeah. See, my issue is I don't know what to do with the egg whites after I've separated them. I don't know what to do. Like, unless I'm having cocktails like a whiskey sour, I don't know what to do.
Get them.
Yeah.
Keep aside.
Okay.
Bleach them to make a souffle.
Okay.
That's your dessert done.
Yeah.
You just make a compote in a pan. Normally, non-stick pan is the best. You make a compote, leave there. Finish dinner. You just beat that with sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Pour on top. Put in the oven. Fluff up. Slice up. Eat everyone.
Okay.
So the best way to do a souffle, if you actually have your molds, sugar, butter, sugar. You put it on the bottom, your flavor, whatever you want to put, and then you put your souffle on top. Normally you need to mix with yolks as well, but like you can do without and get a little bit lighter, more healthy.
Sure.
And that's it.
I should have brought my notepad.
Don't worry.
I'll be in touch.
I think you're gonna put. I should get a note here, like a chef. Take my pen to get a note to send me. I'm gonna make a video and put on that. Put in a YouTube.
Super. I'll remind
you. And
then
you will see that the recipe will be there.
Class.
It's simple. So the yolk. Normally, when you make, how you do it? Do you put a splash of hot water or anything?
Yeah, so I'd use the pasta water.
Yeah.
But what caught me out with the cassio e pepe was I used the hot water straight away when you should actually probably put it aside and, like I said, bring it down to the 60-65 degree mark. Because I put it in like at 90
straight
degrees
away.
probably, and I just completely boiled the cheese. And,
the best way, the way I do is anything you do do something like that. First I will be whisking my yolks, put in like in the bain-marie on top of the water as a steam. Put the cheese. The cheese I put after. Put the pepper. Mix. Put a little bit of water, very gentle. Like too hot, you're gonna literally split the egg as well. You add a little bit, add a little bit more, or if your water is too hot, just put a splash of cold water first to mix, and you start to add up. And then the moment you see that emulsification happening, you throw your cheese in the last minute. It's like risotto.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Risotto here in Ireland. Sometimes I want to kill people. My first job was in a fine dining Italian restaurant, yeah?
Okay.
And my job was risotto. Swear to God. Risotto, you don't need to do anything. People put cream here, just like, oh my God. It's basically, you need to release the starch. In the last minute, you throw your knob of butter to give that silkiness and in the mouth and the shine. And then you put your parmigiano and go shake. Perfect. Yeah. The starch will make so creamy. Anyway,
I do love a good risotto as well. I think actually touching on risotto and arancini is something that I would love to have a go at as well, but I've never tried it, so it's definitely going to be a trial and error.
And I'll tell you something. Normally you put the herbs inside to cook or something like that for an arancini. Talk about this. How is your cooking with herbs?
My cooking with herbs, it's at the moment it's relatively basic. I tried to cook a little bit with cannabis. I've made a couple of like brownies and cookies, a real stereotypical cooking with cannabis recipes. But what I would love to actually do with the page, like I said, like I'm not a professional chef. I don't have any culinary experience. I just kind of wanted to start learning how to cook and make techniques for a certain amount of meals, and then going forward, hopefully this year, I'll start trying to infuse the cannabis herb into the meals.
Yeah.
So like if I can make like a lasagna that gets you stoned, I think that'd be absolutely class. You know, I think an easy one would be, I think you actually said it to me during the week on Instagram, a steak. I was cooking a steak. And
yeah, I saw your steak.
Use the can of butter and baste it with the can of butter would be a good start anyways.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I go to Amsterdam quite a lot. I'm actually going next month with a few of my friends, and I can't find anywhere over there that does kind of cannabis infused meals. It's only brownies and little edibles like that. So
yes, it's surprising, but I have to say the cooking, like whatever you want to say, like it's not about the legalization, let's say in Amsterdam or Netherlands in general. I would say the cooking there and the chefs there is so amazing. The food there. Have been in the food hall in there?
I haven't. No. I'll take a note of that as
wow.
well. Yeah.
It's basically, I don't recall now. It's close to the Van Gogh Museum. It's basically 2 or 3 stops from the Van Gogh Museum. Is an old train yard. Yard. It's like a big warehouse, and they put loads of food stalls around. Swear to God, you order here. My advice: order and start to go in each one and get the food. By the time you finish the last one, you go back and start to collect all and sit down. There's a massive bar in the middle.
Love it.
Loads of beer and food like crazy. I love. We went there in April. Swear to God, I had so much. But like I agree, like for a country and a place you have legalized, I would be expecting they being more open, or I would say open to actually to use that as a part of the cooking. Would you be? Do you think that should be the next step for the cannabis
in Ireland? Or in Amsterdam?
In general, in Ireland as well, like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, in Ireland, of course, I think it should be legal in Ireland, but that's a whole other podcast, I think, to be honest. That's a whole other political podcast. But in Amsterdam, definitely, I'm taken aback that I can't find, for the life of me, a restaurant that will utilise cannabis in its cuisine.
Because in California, they do.
They do, definitely,
They do a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, something I was even about to ask you, like, in other countries it's legal to have even pop seeds, like for cakes. That's
right, yeah.
And then like I said, okay, you can't make whatever the opium with pop seeds, you know, for cooking. You need to be like the guys from Breaking Bad, you know, to probably do that. I don't have idea. So it's true. I believe like in other cultures they would be using for cooking and bring the good benefits that may have. Do you have any knowledge or anything of what the cannabis could bring to the food or to us as a benefit, apart from it being high?
Yeah, apart from being good crack and having fun with it, there's definitely benefits to it. Like obviously for people that are terminally ill, that's a no-brainer. I think if it takes away people's pain, helps them to sleep, brings back their appetite. It's a no-brainer that it should be allowed to be used. On a recreational front, like I said, it's a totally different conversation. But like it grows in the ground. I don't see why it can't be something legal. When you can smoke cigarettes, you can go to the pub and kill yourself on whiskey. Why can you not smoke a joint? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's mental.
One of the things I was reading a time ago was regarding the before the Second World War, marijuana was growing everywhere, and is apparently is very good to make paper, as a fiber for clothes, everything, and it's easier to grow, it's quicker to grow, use less water, environmentally is amazing. And for the cooking, in some cultures they use as a healing process, and they're seeing that just as a medicine, but for the cooking is a different ball game.
Yeah.
And like, would you see yourself in the future cooking more with marijuana to try to find a balance on that, or is just to see instead of smoking you'll be actually eating?
Yeah, no, yeah, I see myself cooking with it a lot more. Like I have a good few of my friends that would smoke a lot of cannabis are giving me grief saying, will you just make this, make that, make this with weed in it? And then some of my other friends that don't smoke cannabis at all are also a bit intrigued, and they're like, do you know what, if you are making like a pizza that'll get you stoned or a steak that'll get you stoned, I want to try that, count me in. But even in regards to the flavour, like it has a very, very distinct flavour.
Yes.
So if you were to look at it strictly from a culinary standpoint, I think you could ruin dishes, don't get me wrong, but I think you could definitely make some dishes taste nicer if you got the right balance of cannabis to the other flavours. It's almost like using like a season, like rosemary or thyme. Do you know what I mean? If you could use cannabis ever so slightly.
What do you think would match with the flavour?
It totally depends. Totally depends on a person's palate. I think obviously it goes quite well with sweets, you know, with chocolate and cookies and things, because that's why it's stereotypically infused with those things already. But personally, I think like a bechamel, like a cannabis infused bechamel could be lovely, like for layering the lasagna, for instance.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Like I don't know how would be the flavor.
Yeah.
Because I never actually tried.
Sure.
To see it like how like I know they smell, but like flavor wise would be similar, for like for the cannabis when you're eating, flavor is similar because like I don't know, like I tried a cake 3 times when I went to Amsterdam many years ago. I would say it was the worst money spent in my life. First time I got it, I ate nothing happened. I said, you fuckers, you steal 10 years from me, and that was like about like 15 years ago.
Sure.
And then I said, fuck this, no thank you. And then second time the same. I got it, walked through the city, and I look and said, okay, nothing happened, let's drink. And I went to drink because like my problem with the smoking is like my eyes start to get itchy.
Okay.
So I can't. For me, I can't. So I'm trying to think and see why it would work. You know, the mushrooms I wouldn't do it.
No.
Mushrooms I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit too much too much for me.
Sure.
I would try like pig's brain, eyes to eat. I tried.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When you cook, like in Brazil, you get the pig in the literally get the pig all open.
Yeah.
And then you put in a barbecue. So you get the brain will cook.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, you just open. You get it. I know it can be disgusting, guys. Sorry, but I'm a chef. I need to try.
For sure.
So I try. It's like a pâté.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, very nice, sweet.
Okay.
And smoked pâté. Like you need to close your eyes and eat.
Yeah.
Like for me, the worst, and I wouldn't try again, was that was in college. Was before we graduated, and we got a pig in a steak. And after a few beers, of course, people start to dare what are you gonna eat. And I said, okay, I tried the eyeball, so I don't need to pay for my share, you know. And then they said, okay, go. I tried. Was like espherification. Have you ever tried espherification?
No.
It's basically when you do molecular cuisine, you make those spheres. So when you put in your mouth, you bite.
Really? Yeah. So
but
you wouldn't recommend, no?
No, it was a little bit too much for me. But flavor was fine. But like the texture and the no.
Not for you.
No, not anymore.
I think as exotic as I went in Brazil was we went to a steakhouse, absolutely class. It was called Boca de Cow or something like that.
Fogo de chão, no?
Yeah.
Fogo de chão.
Yeah, in Rio, and we got chicken hearts in there, and it was actually fine. It was not a bother. It was cool. I didn't faze me, like it was fine. That was as exotic as I got in Brazil, probably.
I'll tell you something. I made a barbecue last year here, just after Paddy's Day, and the neighbors, like here, all the neighbors are local.
Sure.
They're not from Brazil or Poland. They are all local. And we were having the barbecue. That was a crack, I swear to God. We were having the barbecue, and I made the chicken hearts.
Sure.
And I do mix with lime, coriander, like a chimichurri, but like not spicy.
Okay.
So after you finish the hearts, I toss on that, and I was passing around and serving. So Dean and his son was there eating, like, oh, that's so good. What is that? I said, chicken hearts. And they started to laugh and kept eating, like mouthful. And they said, oh, that's really cool. But how you make look like chicken, like that? I said, it's chicken hearts. And they stopped to bite. You could see like, what? I said, yeah, actually, it is the chicken heart. And I was, wow, give me more.
Fair play to them, so they kept going.
Yeah. Like after 10 minutes they were eating, I didn't want to say, because majority of people put off just to think about it. Yeah. It's the same with like chicken feet. When I came to Ireland, chicken feet is beautiful to make jus. Because it's just the right amount of gelatin you're gonna find in. The flavor is gentle, everything's perfect. And I went to order chicken feet, and they said no, we don't do it.
They wouldn't give them to you?
No, they literally throw in a bin. Because they will not use. Nuts. Like about 15 years ago when I came to Ireland, I was homesick, and I said, I want to make a feijoada. Probably you had in Brazil. For who doesn't know, feijoada is a black bean stew. It's amazing. But you put a few parts, can be, let's say, challenging for people who doesn't know. Like, we put big ears, big tongue. You put the cheek. And normally cheek, people say, okay, I can eat the pig's cheek, but they will not eat the ear and the tongue. Nonetheless, I got that. I went to the butcher and said, look, I want to buy a pig's head. For what? I want to cook. And the guy came to me and said, Thursday I get my pigs here and I can get to a pig's head. Are you sure? I said, yeah, why not? Normally I throw in the bin. I said, what? You throw in the bin? Yeah. So I come here on Thursday. So I went there and bought a full head and give a $5 for the guy because he would throw in the bin.
Crazy.
And like people get put off for that.
Yeah.
It's all about the change and understand and educate your palate. In my opinion. Yeah. So for you, how you try to educate people with your cooking, and what kind of people you want to get with your cooking with marijuana or cannabis, whatever you want to call.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anybody that has an interest in it, I suppose. Like I only really started the page because I was kind of, as I was learning how to cook, I was inundating my friends and family with pictures.
Yeah.
Because I'm not on Instagram personally, so I would just send them pictures on WhatsApp. And everyone was just saying to me, will you just set up Instagram, stop sending us these pictures, like we'll see them all in one place. And so I took their advice and set it up. So it's kind of like, it's got like a couple of followers on it, and if at the moment it's only been people that have followed me have been just into general cooking. So if I could take it to the next level and start cooking with cannabis, I'm sure that would open up doors to new kind of followers and people with different type of interests. And I could educate people maybe that like you don't just have to cook desserts, brownies, cookies, whatever with cannabis. You can cook anything under the sun. You can have a full Irish fry. I'm sure somehow you could infuse your cannabis into your fry up in the mornings, or into your BLT sandwiches, or some way into every aspect of what you cook in the kitchen.
Make some potato hash.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
That actually the name would work.
Put the hash in the potato hash. Yeah, I love it.
That'll be a good one. Breakfast edition. So you think people need to be more open-minded? How you think, how you feel with the Irish society in general? You think we're a closed mind?
Definitely whenever I was growing up in the early 90s, I would have said definitely closed-minded. Yeah, I think obviously because there's a lot more cultures coming into Ireland now, a lot more kind of different restaurants being established, even different kind of grocery shops. You can go to, like, if you go to Moore Street, it's not just stall trades anymore. You can go to East African store, you can go to Chinese stores, you can get really specific ingredients which weren't available back in the day. I think we are getting better, but like again, whenever Ireland was a much poorer country, like we used to eat boiled pig's feet and lamb hearts and things like that. Like, well, I didn't, but my parents would have done eating things like that growing up. So with regards to the cuisine, definitely I think Ireland has come on leaps and bounds. But I'm a huge sushi fan. I love going for sushi, right? And my dad, if I told my dad that I went out for a sushi meal and it was like €120, he'd be absolutely disgusted. He'd go, what do you mean you spent €120 on uncooked food? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? He'd be astounded by that. But he's very much a rasher sandwich kind of man. Like, he doesn't like to deviate at all. Like, if you put down a plate of vegetables or a salad in front of him, he'd hit the roof. So
did you manage to go to sushi restaurants in São Paulo?
Yes, and not in Sao Paulo, no, in Rio. In Rio I did, yeah. I can't think of the name of it now, but absolutely amazing. And I think I got everything that I wanted, and it was like, in euros, it came out to like €65 or something, and that was with a bottle of wine. It was It was really cheap compared to other places. Like, I went to a really good sushi restaurant in Austin, Texas. Yeah. Just before I went to Brazil, and like that was like $600, and then for the same standard in Brazil it was like 65. So I was like blown away by that.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to the wrong restaurants when I go to Brazil, I think.
I'll send you on the name anyway, Rick. It was near the Copacabana.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Last time I went to Rio, I was in Ipanema.
Oh yeah, lovely. Yeah. Spent a day there.
Copacabana is more, in my opinion, more tourist.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hence why I was there.
Yeah. You're a seafront.
Yeah. I stayed in the Hilton on the seafront, so it was
lovely place there.
It was very, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. When we went there, me and my wife, we spent like a couple of days, and literally, fucking hell, left a kidney and an arm. So here, take it. So expensive, but like in São Paulo, I don't know if you know that the biggest amount of like colony of Japanese out of Japan is in Brazil.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And in São Paulo, there is an area called Liberties.
Okay.
And if you go there, all the signs in Japanese and Portuguese. And the lamps, like the Chinese lamps we call here, is the Japanese lamps there. And like you go there, there's a lady. She has a restaurant. It's a little bit bigger than his living room. It's just her and her sister. In the building, go to one end to another. One road here, the another road here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the front, the main road is her husband's restaurant.
Right. Okay.
And he was successful. Everyone goes there eat. But the problem is, in Brazil, the lifestyle is different. So the things start to happen after 10 p.m., as you probably noticed. Mm-hmm. So after 2 a.m, when the chefs are leaving, they don't have anywhere to go to eat. Yeah. And they want to eat sushi or something like that. So they didn't have where to go. So it's a tiny door. Literally, is about that wide, about a meter wide, with those bandanas, whatever, in Japanese. So you need to bend to get in. You get in, you can sit about like 12 people. And that all the top chefs in São Paulo was going there.
No way.
And she got an award as one of the best restaurants in São Paulo.
Brilliant.
They sent to her and she looked at them, and what's that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you need to go there because your restaurant won the award. Mm-hmm. Not even her husband got that. She got that. And she said, I don't give a shit. I cook here for the chefs. I don't care. And she didn't care.
Deli.
Lovely. When I went there, lovely service, amazing. Fucking expensive.
Was it?
Yes. It's because like the way the service goes, the product she's using is everything her husband would like to use. Mm-hmm. And she does that with such a passion. And the food, I'm not spoil, but like you probably notice Philadelphia everywhere. Yeah. There's a sushi place here in Dublin.
In Shanghai?
In City Center. Brazilian sushi.
All right, yeah.
Yes.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and there's a guy close to you there in the north side. I think the name is Ikigai. Oh yeah, I need to talk to him. He does as well, but he do deliveries. So you pre-order and he makes for you and bring to you.
Nice.
Fresh.
Lovely.
Fresh. Yeah. Really nice. I can't because like literally too far for him. But fair price, really good sushi. Conor, what would be the next level for the chefs here in Ireland? Do you think, or like for the legalization, do you think would happen here in the next 10, 20 years? And then that will be open more doors?
Yeah, I would like to think that it would be, that we progress beyond the old school way of thinking that we're currently in now. However, like, you know, like we previously mentioned, Amsterdam doesn't have any cannabis cuisine restaurants, and they've legalized weed for I don't know how long. So I don't know, would Dublin ever have a legalized cannabis restaurant experience, but it would definitely be welcome. for many people, I think. For the next step though, if you were to take the cannabis out of it, the next step, like I noticed in some places when I travel, there's like cool, like you said, like a Brazilian sushi restaurant. Like in Brazil, in Rio, there was like a Peruvian infused Cantonese restaurant. There was like Peruvian and I was a Peruvian and Vietnamese. It was like a Southern American country and an Asian country infused in the food. So it was crazy. It was absolutely gorgeous food, but I couldn't put my finger on like which part of it was Asian, which part of it was South American. It was just an explosion of flavors. Very cool restaurant. I
fusion.
Think, fusion. Yeah. I think maybe Dublin could do with a few more fusion restaurants. Yeah.
But with so many people around, like I see the Soho of Dublin is around Rathmines.
Mm-hmm.
So many cultures there, and it's like exactly in the center, people that have money to spend, and so many different restaurants, little restaurants doing so much lovely food there, from Venezuela to Irish cuisine. Mm-hmm. You're gonna find that long road there in Rathmines. Mm-hmm. With that saying, those guys, I know half of those guys there would be very happy if legalized.
For sure.
For sure, yes.
Yeah.
And their market for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, like in my opinion, comparing with Amsterdam, they are continental, everything is kind of mix and match.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Ireland, I think we will be more like California.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we have our own kind of way of doing things, our own viewpoints. Yeah.
Because if you stop and think, 20 years ago, Ireland,
mm-hmm.
they didn't know the difference between picanha and strip loin.
Yeah.
You know picanha at this stage. So they used to sell the picanha as a strip loin. And you look and say, man, you could make double of the money with that tiny piece of 1.5 kilos.
Yeah.
And you're selling for half of the price. What do you have in your mind? So I think we would have that market for that. And do you, like, and then that's come for the previous question. Do you think their market and their people, I know there are people trying to legalize here in Ireland. Do you think that will happen?
I think it will eventually, yeah. I think Ireland aren't very well. Ireland are hit and miss if they come to the forefront of something like gay marriage. I think that was in like 2015. Ireland were fantastic with that regard. They were so at the front of that. Mm-hmm. That everyone should have equal rights. I would love to see Ireland take the same initiative with drug reform, and I don't just mean with cannabis legislation. I mean like if someone's addicted to heroin, they should be able to do heroin in a safe place.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be considered a criminal because they have heroin in their possession. That's probably a bit too heavy, and again another podcast. But I would think that Ireland is quite old school with their regards to drug possession. I still think dealing drugs should be illegal. But being in possession of drugs for personal use, I don't see why that should ever be a crime. That is actually more of a social issue than a criminal issue, in my opinion, and that's regardless of the drug.
Oh yes, I agree. Because like Amsterdam or Amsterdam in general is referred for the capital of drugs, whatever you want to call. But there are other countries. They legalize afterwards, and they're way more progressive than Netherlands. Netherlands kind of stuck in 1980s or 90s when they legalized. And then like if you go to Spain, you have, how they call it in Spain is knockoff shop. They call...
it's like a cannabis club kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Smoking club. Smoking club, yes. And like in Portugal is legalized as well. Yeah. There's so many places legal. And I don't know, I should be doing research before I sit down with you to check those things in depth to understand a little bit more. But I think now with the politicians changing, is now if you stop and think, the politicians, the old school, they're from 1980s. Yeah. And they're in the power. Yeah. They'll be out in the next 5-10 years. I think. And then it will come a fresh blood as it came now with more power to legalize the gay marriage or whatever you want to call it. Like everyone should be like, that's the first line in the Constitution. Everyone is the same, doesn't matter color, race, anything, religion. We are all the same. So I think that would be the next step.
Well, hopefully the up and coming politicians will realise that there's a demand there and that the tides have turned, and they want to get on the trend so that they can get voted in. That's the way I would think of it anyway. Yeah.
And then that's what you're gonna go with dub dining, to try to be forefront of the creating recipes. And,
yeah, I'd love to be. Yeah, that'd be deadly. Yeah, I'd love to be. Yeah, it's just it's finding the time to do it. You know, I have full-time employment as well as other things going on in the background. So just finding the time to cook with, it's not only finding the time to cook with the cannabis, but then once you consume the cannabis products, then that's your time gone again. You're not getting anything done after that. So it's not just cooking and making the cannabis food, it's actually then consuming it and then having to
get guinea pigs.
Exactly.
That's it. You cook and say, here, try. Oh fuck, it was too strong. I remember, like the first time I went to Amsterdam to close that off, I had my friends. We went to coffee shop and I said no, I will not smoke. I was like literally working like crazy, and as I said before, would ruin my day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love to go to museums. I said no, I don't want anything of that. I will get a cake, and I got the cake. I waste my fucking money, I swear to God. 15 years ago, 10 years was a lot. It was like you're paying like 30 euros for a fucking cake, I swear to God. And they said just eat a half, because if you never smoke anything. I said okay, I had half and fucking nothing happened. It's okay. Nonetheless, the guys got like just one joint, and we were about 10. So the guys just did one puff and it kept going. And I was there standing, just looking at the guys. When it came to the last one, I looked at my friend. He was sitting. He was like that. And I looked. I said, "What?" And I said, "You know what? Thank you very much." I went across the road to go across the road. You know the Bowes Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there where I got that.
Cool. Yeah.
That bad
I noticed
boy.
that earlier. Actually. Yeah.
So I went there. I had fun. Like for me, drinking is better because I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, good luck." But like, fuck, if it's strong like that, you give someone, see the guy melt, and say, "Thank you."
Melt into the couch. Yeah.
So
I would agree though with the brownies in Amsterdam. They're not very strong, but I have made them myself, and I will let you know the next time I make some because they can be very good. Really? Yeah, if you buy them in a touristy place, you're gonna get a touristy product. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like when I went to Amsterdam the last time, I anywhere I go, not just Amsterdam, I avoid to go where tourists go. Yeah. I go where people, like local people, would eat. All the restaurants I went, I passed the list after. I have like you will see I'm a little bit systematic and organized. So you're gonna say spreadsheet in Excel. Times, place to go, time to walk between A to B, where to eat. There's so many places to eat there. And that's where I went. I went to a place called Mr. and Miss Watson. Okay. It's plant-based.
Nice. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. My brother was there, and my brother is like typical Brazilian. If there's no meat in the plate, there's no food.
Right. Gotcha.
And then we went there, got him. I didn't say anything. His daughter do not eat vegetables. Right. And she was like that, licking her fingers afterwards. So we got a phone call. Fucking how amazing. Afterwards we went to the shop, sell the cheese for them, to go to buy cheese, and we brought cheese, like blue cheese. I have to say, you taste blue cheese, you think it's blue cheese. Yeah. Wow, it's amazing. But like, it's amazing, the food there. Just one last question here I have. What kind of what's your favorite protein pasta that match with the protein combination? What would it be for you?
Probably like
what kind of protein would go with the pasta?
Like a beef ragu. Like I love making like a braised short rib ragu because there's a little bit of technique to it. It's not overly complicated, and it takes a long time to cook. So not only do you get like a banging meal at the end of your 8-hour cook time, your house smells incredible for the day as well. So yeah, no, definitely I usually do like a homemade pappardelle pasta with ragu. With a beef ragu, braised short rib ragu, and that would probably be my favorite protein combination with pasta.
That's great. Yeah. What we should expect next now from Dub Dining in the future?
Yeah, like I said, definitely a bit more infused cooking. I've been saying it for ages to all of my friends and family, And now I've said it to a podcast where there's going to be strangers listening, so I've been held accountable. So I have to now step up and prove myself. So definitely you can see in the next couple of months, I would say, some cannabis infused meals. Other than that, then at the moment I've only ever posted pictures from my phone. Yeah. So I would love to start taking it to the next level where I'm recording and doing reels and recipes. Like I don't particularly follow recipes. That's why I don't bake. I can't bake because it's too specific. I kind of get the gist of a recipe and then just throw my own twist in on it. So yeah, kind of just maybe just like typical recipes, but throw my own little twist on them as well.
That'd be great.
Cannabis related, you know.
But you need to write it down, the recipes you make.
Yeah.
You know because in the future when they legalize, here my recipe book if you want to hear.
Yeah, because I'll never remember off the top of my head. Like.
That's great. Conor, was great to have you in. And now a big thanks for our sponsor today.
The sponsor is FoodKast. Do you want to promote your brand or product in an effective way direct to our public? Check our website, social media, and all products and services we provide. Contact us for more information. This is FoodKast, where you promote your brand and more.
How people can reach you?
People can reach me on my Instagram page. Like I said, I don't have a personal page. For my own reasons, but I have the cooking page where you can find me. It's dub_dining, and you can feel free to tag me in that as well, so people can find me. Yeah, that's no problem. I want to thank you very much for having me. When I set the page up, I never ever thought I'd do something like this.
That's great.
This is an absolute trip for me. This has been a great experience. Muy obrigado.
De nada. No, that's the idea. Like FoodKast is all about that. Is get the food community become like a hub where connect to other contenders, influencers, in one big family and create this. Yeah. You know, where we can exchange knowledge and go in that direction. And I think that's the part of food. Food is all about sit around the table and eat.
Definitely.
And let's say FoodKast is the table.
That's the idea. I love it.
Thank you for to listen or watch, and don't forget to smash that like, follow, and share button. This is FoodKast, where you listen to your podcast and more.
Super. Ricardo, thank you so much, man. That was great.
That was great.
I really enjoyed that.